Alright, hello and welcome back to another episode of me playing Minecraft here. We are indeed in the playland, and a few things have happened. I thought I would more bring the video along here. As we can see, our mine guy is gone, so that is no longer a structure. Right now I'm just sort of in teardown mode, so I'm also tearing down the village here, but I thought today I'd do things a little bit different. Instead of doing a ton of work off camera and then you bring the video on in, I figured I would just go ahead and start recording, do some work, or start recording, show off what I've done now, and then say, okay, I'm going to clear the rest of the farm out, or not the farm, the village out here, and then come back into the recording. So today is going to be quite a bit of a jump cutty. It's going to have quite a few jump cuts in it. So I believe what I am going to do is go ahead and take the rest of the village out. I think I am going to take this out too with our one remaining villager, because honestly, at this point the trade is not particularly good. It's a diamond sword for I think 6 or 8 emeralds, and I don't even have that many emeralds, but I've got enough diamond and whatnot. Now they've got our XP farm, don't have to worry about doing enchanting or anything like that. So I think that's the goal. Tear everything out, let that guy get eaten by a horde of zombies tonight, and we will bid him a farewell. But so I will come back once I've taken all of this out here. So I will see you in a few seconds. Okay, so we have taken care of the villager village, and now that is gone, and so now I'm going to start working on the path here. And sort of what I'm thinking is it's going to mostly be gravel with cobble and a little bit of mossy cobble interspersed every once in a while. And I want it to be a minimum of 3 wide at all times. Minimum of 3, so and then maybe a maximum of 4 or 5 possibly. But I think what I'm going to do for that, or the sort of initial portion here, is what I'm going to do is just sort of throw all the gravel down and then come back through and interspace just randomly the cobble and mossy cobblestone in there. I don't really want this path to be a straight and narrow, if you will. I want it to sort of be, I'll use that word again that I don't necessarily like using that I used over there, but or sort of an organic shape to it. So it'll go in multiple different sort of directions and whatnot, and sort of just end up being more of this organic shape, if you will. So nothing really highly defined. I'll probably also go through, just like I did in the pathway, and just put some dirt randomly as well. But for the most part, I think that's what the path is going to end up looking like. And similarly to what I did over in sort of the little garden area here, I'll probably end up putting flowers and maybe some water features and things like that as well. So it'll end up sort of looking like this. Maybe grab some more leaves and glowstone and whatnot to light the path. But the goal is to sort of continue with the same sort of theme that's going on here with the gravel and the sort of naturey feel, if you will. So it's probably took me about half an hour to completely clear everything. I did murder the villager, but at this point I don't think that the villagers and the trades are going to necessarily be of much use to me. So with that being said, I will cut away, do a little bit of path building here, probably come back in a little bit, and we will see how things have progressed. So yes, until then, well, for me it'll be probably another 20-30 minutes, but for you it'll be just a few short seconds. Okay, so we've done a little bit of work here. You can see it's sort of our starting area, and then we've got this little pathway here that comes over to the portal. Not too happy with it. I'd like it to be a little bit more of an organic shape there. Also, I've just sort of started to lay out potential different paths that may or may not work. I'm definitely not gonna have enough resources. I mean, this is all the gravel that I have. It's just on the ground, plus let's see, 2 stacks plus 9. So definitely gonna be out of gravel here really soon. And but I just wanted to sort of just get maybe an idea of what it may end up looking like, so we can sort of start to plan out where the next sort of buildings are going to go. I like the sky as being its own sort of prominent feature in this area, so I don't necessarily want to build anything too close. So that's why I sort of snaked the pathway around here, so it wouldn't be anything really close to it there. This area, I'm not really sure what in the world I'm going to end up doing there, but I think the next larger build is probably going to either be in this area or potentially that area over there. What exactly that build is going to be, I have not the slightest clue, but thought I would real quick just show sort of the process that I'm doing, and it's really freeform. And quiet, portal, quiet down, I'm trying to talk. So also remember, it's going to be at least 3 wide, preferably 4 in most areas. And so it's just sort of a walk-in-place type of a method. So this path is the one that's going to go to the mine shaft, and then we can have a path that sort of comes off of it to... Oh, get that back there. Oh, come on. Get my inventory. Thank you. Place that one back there. And so it's just sort of okay, I want to go, over there, so let's just start sort of placing in a, relatively organic manner. Again, using my favorite word there, the organic way. And I will come back through and inlay these as opposed to having them be one up, because I don't necessarily like the idea of having it be up in the air. Sort of it makes it too prominent of a feature, and I don't necessarily want it to be the most prominent thing. So maybe that'll be this pathway here, and then we can have one come back maybe over here, and then maybe we can have one that starts going off in this direction. So we'll do something more like over this way, and have it maybe lead back slightly back over this way. And I think what this is going to really help do in terms of just overall building is it's going to define space. I know I sort of talked about it a little bit in the other video, but it's really going to sort of start to define our sort of different areas that we can do builds and whatnot in. So I'm gonna have to go and try to find some place where I can get a ton of gravel, and I have no idea where in the world I'm gonna find it. I guess I'm just gonna go caving and hope that I find a ton of gravel. I really don't know. I'm definitely quite unsure about that. We're gonna take a quick sleep here. As we can see, we've tried to sleep in the day one too many times and filled our little log there with "you can only sleep at night" messages. But I don't like how square this is, and I don't think I necessarily want to do something like that to try to unsquare it. It's a great term there, unsquaring. But then we've got this pathway here that goes over to the chicken one, and obviously this one goes down to the XP farm grinder thing. So I guess what I'm going to do is, I guess I'll try to use up the, I really don't know. I've got, a stack left? Just about a stack left. So I guess let's maybe build out a little bit here, some of the pathways, just to sort of see what it looks like. And so to do that, I am going to just sort of get down in a hole and sort of follow my gravel and just sort of randomly click, and hopefully it will be sort of in that shape that it was originally in. And this will be sort of just the rough cutout here of how we want the path to look. And I think doing it this way is a plus. Let me make sure the audio is not too crazy loud. Should be okay, 30%. Should be okay. Might be a little bit on the loud side, but I can fix that in post-production. So hopefully we can maybe get this pathway worked out here. First we gotta go back through, and all these holes here, we gotta fill those in with dirt, because otherwise we're just gonna waste our gravel like that in a hole that's not gonna even be seen. So we'll just go through, pick that out, put that in there, grab that guy back. Oh, hello, thank you. Fill that hole in, and this will be a great way to get dirt, but a great big use of the, why am I replacing that when I want to just get rid of it? I don't know. But it'll definitely end up being a really intensive in terms of the gravel that we're going to end up using here. And so this is sort of a multi-stage thing. So I first went through and just filled in the gravel, one block at a time, just to get sort of a generalized shape down. Then we go back through, dig ourselves a bit of a hole, and then after that, fill it in with the gravel, and then we're going to go through and selectively take some of the gravel out. No, it's not the most effective way of doing it, because you will turn a certain percentage of that gravel back into flint. Well, not back into, but into flint. But in terms of getting a shape and a design that I like and that sort of fits in and works, I think this is the best way to do it. So we're not even going to get near that 14 pieces left. And then in places like this, we've got a straight line. I like to do a little bit. Of things like that, where you just go off the path a little bit. But so let's go ahead and jump up. From the ground it looks okay, and so after we do all this, we're going to come back through, we'll put in little maybe sitting water areas, things like that. Put some flowers in, get some reeds going on along the side there. But let's go ahead and jump on up to our viewing platform up here. It was weird, I came up and immediately fell right back off, even though I was hitting shift, and I don't know why. Maybe I was shifting in this guy, I really don't know. But so if we take a look here, so we've got definitely a good shape coming along there. And I think once we go back through and we add in our dirt and cobble and smooth stone and mossy cobblestone, I think that'll improve things quite a bit. But that's sort of the plan in terms of the paths. And I think what I may end up doing now, because I don't necessarily feel like going to farm for gravel, because that is going to be a big project in itself, and I don't necessarily have the energy or the time. Oh, it looks like there's some right there actually. Well, let's go. I guess we can get that, and then I'll explain what I want to do sort of from here. Eventually, once I get things worked out, I'll take down this tower, because it is pretty ugly. Had some gravel hiding right in front of our faces. Shovel's gonna have to get repaired after this job. So I think I'm just gonna have to go find caves that have a bunch of gravel in them. I don't know of where else there's gonna be a lot of gravel resources. I think they've changed this game mechanic where gravel seems to turn into flint a lot more frequently than it used to, which, if you need a lot of flint, is a great thing. In this building project, not such a great thing. I need a lot more gravel than I need flint, and I'm gonna have more flint than I'm gonna ever know what to do with. Let's put a torch in there just so things don't end up spawning. So now we've got another oh, maybe I already had another stack, because I don't think maybe I got a couple stacks from that. Oh, more gravel in a hole. Hello, hi. Yeah, well, two can play at that game, but I'll just melee you instead. How about that? I've never explored this cave. I generally don't show caving on camera, because I think that novelty in this game has sort of worn off. So I don't think, unless you've got something interesting to say or to talk about, I don't think that caving is necessarily entertaining in itself. Because, as I've sort of stated before, this game is really grindy in terms of resource gathering and stuff. So if you're doing a sort of building series like this, it tends to take a lot more off-camera time. So because I actually do have a couple interesting things to talk about, I guess I will do some caving-ish. And by caving, I just mean gravel collecting here. So my semester is definitely starting to get into full swing here at my college, and so that is going to mean a lot less time to do this game, to do and make videos and whatnot. So I am one of the programs that I am involved with at my college is a teaching program for K through 12 students, and as somebody who's interested in maybe becoming a teacher at some point, I found out about the program and was very interested in it, and so I decided that when the time came, when it was offered and when I could, I was going to go and join the program, and I've done such things. And so yesterday I had a meeting, and we met. So basically, the way the program works is you go into K through 12 classrooms and throughout a semester, and you basically design lessons and teach them and co-teach them with the teacher who actually teaches the class normally. So there are throwing extra arrows at a dead guy there. So where in the world did I even come from? Did I fall down here? No, I haven't been here. It's not lit up. It's the problem with talking and caving too. Thanks, Flint. Just what I wanted. Is you talk and then you don't realize where things are from. Okay, I came down that way. So we met with our co-teacher. There's two student teachers, so there's myself and one other person, and I think we're going to work really well together. She and I worked on a couple things the previous class meeting, and we ended up just having good. We just worked well together. So I think that's not going to be a problem. So I think that's a good thing, and I'm looking forward to that. But this project is going to be quite large, and so basically what we're going to do is we're going to go in and teach 6 lessons. And so yesterday I actually found out that I am going to be teaching a kindergarten classroom, which honestly, at first I was a little bit upset with that. I've taught the past 3 years now. I've taught in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grades in their classrooms, and I put on workshops for kids up through high school. So I've taught pretty much 5th grade through high school, and I also taught at my junior college when I was there. I taught a introductory lab there. So I've taught basically 5th grade through college. And so when I first heard that it was going to be a kindergarten, I was a little bit sort of not disappointed. I don't want to say I was disappointed, but I was definitely what's the word? I don't know if I was going to be up for it, because what in the world are you going to teach a kindergartner? I have no idea. Let's head back up. What in the world can you teach to a kindergarten student? And as far as I was concerned, you're not going to be able to teach much of anything. But after meeting with the teachers, it sounds like, these kids have a really full day. Where in the world did I come from? Did I come from up there? Possibly. Let's see. I don't want to waste any of my good stuff, so how about just regular cobble? Nope. Okay, that's fine. That'll work. Just stair-step our way over. Nope. That's normally where the pickaxe is, but not today. Oh, we got more. I must have come through here already, though. There goes that. Oh, hello, Mr. Creeper. Hello. Oh, there's a ton of gravel down there. Never thought I would be saying that. I never thought I'd be going hunting for gravel. So this project that I'm going to be doing is actually going to take quite a bit of time. Basically, every week, twice a week, we're going to be either teaching or meeting with the teachers and developing a lesson plan. So because of that, obviously I'm not gonna have as much free time. So that means this series and the other one is going to suffer in terms of how often I'm gonna be able to go and do resource grinding and looking for materials and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to get at least 1 or 2 videos up a week. That's gonna be my goal, because I still have the weekends more or less free. Obviously if midterms and whatnot come up, I'm not gonna have time, but that is the goal, is to do things on Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. I do have a couple meetings on Fridays with my new teachers, so that may cut into time where I'm going to be able to do any sort of resource or farming or anything like that. But so that's sort of where things are going to be sort of standing in terms of this series. I would love to be able to work on this stuff every day. It's interesting because I was really burnt out with Minecraft right after building sort of the cylinder. I think there was a good 2 or 2.5 week gap where I just did nothing at all. I just did not have the motivation to work on any of the projects. But right now I'm really into this sort of this whole thing, and I'm getting into doing the editing, and I just put thumbnails on my videos and stuff, and I was a little bit weary of doing that at first because I thought, no, it looks like it's, I may have to get a program that I don't have, or it's going to take time that I don't have. But right now it's looking like, it's something I'm really interested in continuing doing, but it's just going to be a time constraint issue more than anything else. And holy crap, look at that, we're already 20 minutes in. I feel like this might be a better way to do things. I'll have to see after I do this and after I watch it, because I always watch my videos before I upload them. It's kind of a weird thing to do because you have to hear yourself talk for sometimes an hour at a time, and that's definitely not something was used to doing at all. Wow, there's actually a lot of gravel in caves. I never realized. Let's jump on up here and get some of this gravel. So I will have to see if doing sort of the cutting and stuff like that is going to be a good thing. And by that I mean something that is watchable. If there's just the first part of the video, I think there was two cuts or so, and they were just a few minutes apart from each other. So it was sort of like intro, this is what I'm working on, start working on it, jump back, okay, this is what I've done, cut out, jump back. So I think that may become something that's not darn it, missing that stuff over there. That may end up being something that's not watchable in terms of not good, just not good video. But it may be okay, and so I'll have to see. I will have to see how things turn out in that regard. Wow, there really is a lot of freaking gravel in these caves. So I'm gonna actually get a decent amount of gravel here, and I may be able to. Oh. We are full of things. Well, let's get rid of that. And when we get full again, we can get rid of something else. Although I do like the gunpowder for brewing. Do I already have another stack? Wow. Let's get rid of the mushrooms. I would like brown mushrooms more than the other guys there now. Hello. Hi, Mr. Zombie guy somewhere. Okay, we clearly got some gravel from there. There you are. Hello. So it looks like one hit with the bow and one hit with the sword is enough to kill them, which is great. So we've got power 2, punch 1, which is good. It'll push them back hopefully a little bit. Oh, and especially the undead, we got smite. Smite is a good one for the undead. But we're able to kill a creeper with a critical on the bow. No, just gunpowder, but I'll take that. With the bow there, and then one hit from the sword, which we had that issue last time with the stupid guy killing us, the creeper guy. But let's head out here, and nobody around. That's good. What do we have there? Just some flint. I guess I'll pick it up. Take a quick nap here, and just continue on working on the road here. I think if we get a nice little outline of things done like this, for at least a decent chunk of it, I will be satisfied with the roads for now. Oh, hi. Whoa, hello, both of you. Why are you not burning? Ow, jerk. Ow. Jerk. Is there another guy? No? Okay, good. Wow, 35 levels. That's awesome. So, how much gravel? Wow, we got a ton of gravel, so we can actually continue working. I think I may have just started with this amount of gravel, too. Alright. So, I also would like to, in terms of scheduling and whatnot, I would like to hopefully get an adventure episode out as often as I get a building episode out, but right now I'm really into the building, and because of all of the bugs and whatnot with the, now the question is, do we want to go down? No, I guess we should go up one there. I guess we should go up one here, right? Because otherwise it's going to be kind of awkward. So maybe do that. Still trying to figure out how I want to handle these transitions. Haven't quite figured that out, but we shall see, we shall see. So just go ahead and go through and do our, just sort of our cutting in job with our favorite shovel, which we're going to have to repair here pretty soon. Luckily we've got the levels for that, so it's not too bad, not too big of a deal. But yeah, I really want to get some more adventure episodes out and up, but the just the fact that I'm really more into the building right now, and sort of doing this more buildy stuff as opposed to sort of wandering around, is definitely hindering. And then the other sort of part of it that's a little bit hindering is the fact that they are still working on the snapshots and stuff, and so because they're not full releases, there's a lot of bugs. We experienced bugs with the enchanting and stuff. So, I mean, I like the idea of the flowers. I think that's really cool, and that's something that, I guess let's take that guy out. You know, I like the flowers and I like the new colors of the reeds and stuff, and so I'm on the most recent one, which I think came out today, which had some bug fixes in it, which was a nice thing for the Mojang guys to come out with, but I think I'm going to hold off on doing a lot of the adventure stuff until the official release. I think I'm definitely a big fan of the whole new biome thing. I think that's super cool. But at this point, let's just put 2 gravel in our, or 2 spots of gravel. But I think at this point, I'm definitely just more into doing sort of this building thing, and I don't know of much of, I've only found a couple of new ones. I found like a savanna and the new Extreme Hills look and the redwood forests, so the canopy sort of thing. I really like them, and I think it's really cool that they're adding all these different biomes, and it's something that we as the community have been asking for a long time. And I think it's awesome that they are coming through and definitely, you know, and following through with that. I think that's definitely a cool thing. So I guess we're going to transition here down into a lower, yeah, okay, so let's start cutting this out now. And I think that's awesome that they listen to the community, you know, the people who play their game, and they say, you know, and they go, you want this feature? Well, okay, that's something that we can work on. You know, there's definitely a ton of different outlets that you can go to. I know there's like there's definitely a Reddit, our Minecraft suggestions, where people can go to post things, and I know they've taken a few ideas from there and either implemented or changed the game in such a way that the main idea of whatever that person wanted was implemented into the game, which I thought was a really cool thing as well. So let's finish, I guess, right to here for now, and let's jump up to our tower and just see how things are looking. We're gonna have to wait till nighttime at some point just to see how dark things are, because we have taken quite a few torches out, and hopefully that won't affect spawning too bad. What we did of those 3 zombies was the middle of the night though, and we don't have the greatest of lighting everywhere. Also, I've played around quite a bit with the different settings, and I'll get into that in a second, but... okay, it's not bad, I'm liking it. We're gonna have to go through, obviously, in some areas and thicken things up a little bit. But I think I'm liking it. I think it's not too terrible. Obviously, we have to thicken that up as well. And I like how it sort of just goes with sort of the landscape in terms of the heights. Okay, so we're at the 30-minute mark here. I think I'm going to end it here because I don't think that there is a ton of retention. I don't think a lot of people end up watching full videos, especially when you're a tiny channel like I am with 3 subs, I think. Thank you to my 3 subs. Sorry if you just heard me cracking my fingers. But anyway, I am going to, I think, call it an episode here. Maybe end up getting 2 episodes out if I depend. I gotta run some errands, and I may come back after doing that and come back into Minecraft and maybe finish up these paths here. But I think I'll probably end up doing that off camera because you get the general idea of how I'm going through and doing this, so I don't think you necessarily need to see the whole process worked out. But I'm definitely liking the way things are starting to look here, and they're definitely giving a overall shape to things. I think I'd like to extend this path maybe over that way and over that way too. And that'll give us some defining areas where we can limit our builds and give sort of structure to our builds. So, anyway, I'm going to end it here. So, until next time, I will see you next time.